Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Letter. In the last episode, we met up with Luke.
He really is a bratwurst.
Yeah. And now he can't feel his legs. So,
good.
Problem solved.
I know.
Mutter, I am not. Don't tell me I have to carry you upstairs to bed.
Even though you're like a professional hitman body barrier, I do kind of feel bad for you.
Yeah.
Your mob master is kind of a whiny little baby.
Yeah, so I'm surprised that Johans hasn't taken him out.
I didn't even do nothing. I did my best to behave decent. Whiskey and Mint are just good friends, that's all. And that Rochelle woman's baby isn't mine.
Whiskey? Mint is Rebecca?
No, Mint is, Luke was Mint.
Oh.
No,
Marianne was Mint.
Yeah, Luke was Whiskey. Yeah.
I swear I couldn't love any other woman than Hannah. I don't want Hannah to leave me, Joe. Oh God, she's the love of my life, you know? I'm a shy human being without her. Flowers. Lots and lots of flowers. All of the flowers. Enough to make the Queen's Gardens look like a fucking dumpster fire in comparison.
Change. I just want to listen to Luke drunk the rest of the
Yeah, forget it. We're done with the horror. If we're not gonna get that, give us more of this.
Mm-hmm.
All well and good, but you are not achieving any of that while you are lying on the carpet.
He's not gonna remember this
If
tomorrow
you
either.
lift your skinny ass and work with me. 1, 2, 3.
But I don't want to go to bed. The moon is so pretty tonight.
I should just let you sleep on the ground, bratwurst.
Fantastic. Wait.
Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow.
Did we just go backwards?
Creeps in this petty pace from day to day.
No. Okay, so we're at the 29th. So we're probably gonna be dealing with Kylie. I think. No, maybe not. All right, whatever.
Come on, Mommy, wake up. I want to be in that play. Mommy, wake up. You promised that you'd help me practice my lines today. The auditions are tomorrow, so I have to practice to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools. The way to Dusty. Mommy, are you all...
I choke back a scream and wake up in a cold sweat. With my heart pounding in my ears, it takes a while to remember where I am.
Was that finding his mother dead?
Quite possibly. In the dark and cold room, one can't fault me for feeling ill at ease. It isn't as bright as the penthouse, and the renovations did little to change how old it feels. We've been here for less than a week. It'll take a bit more time to adjust. It's hard to feel cozy, though, when I'm bloody freezing. Nudging the lump of fabric next to me, I sigh.
It's cold. Don't hug the sheets, Hannah.
She always did this, though it hardly bothers me. Growing up, I was lucky to have something to use as a mattress. I'm not the one who grew up accustomed to Egyptian cotton with a thread count of 800. Besides, the warmth that Hannah exudes on her own is usually enough to keep me sleeping through the night. The temperature tonight must be something else with how chilly it is right now. I must be considerate. After all, the poor dear is ill, though I loathe to think about what had just transpired.
Don't make me pull those sheets off you. That blanket is large enough to cover an elephant. You need to share.
It takes a while.
What was that, honey? Apologies. I'm just in the loo, so if you can give me a moment.
So what the hell is that?
There's no sign that they'll be moving where they lie. With care, I go for a knife hidden under the side of my bed. It would be foolish of me to instigate anything while I'm unarmed, after all. To pull back the covers would be a more difficult affair, because reaching out to uncover who is underneath, I have to prepare for anything and assume the worst. If I so much as see the nozzle of a gun, there's going to be a murder tonight. I know they say not to bring a knife to a gunfight, but I think I can sink a blade in his liver faster than he can point and aim. I see the rise and fall of the sheets, though it could easily be mistaken as the fault of the breeze. I hear their breathing. A great sense of foreboding comes over me, making me hesitate with my plan. I should just get Hannah and myself out of here, not look back, and let security handle it. That's what they're there for. Or maybe I should just man up. There's no way I'm risking the chance that inaction will put Hannah in danger. Well, what's the worst that could happen, right? I have no reason to be afraid. There's no boogeyman under the bed, no monster in my closet.
That's what you think. Famous last words.
If anything, these things should be afraid of me,
You are
right?
the boogeyman.
I grab a fistful of sheets and throw them aside.
Give you eyes.
Nothing. Nothing but a bunch of pillows stare back at me.
Not for a second there.
Must be my imagination. I'd rather not think I'm going mad. It could very well be the stress getting to me, all this drama with Hana. I've been doing well all these years, all things considered. I guess I do have a breaking point. But still, the world goes on even if one cannot, and I must go along with it. I suppose a day off or two tomorrow wouldn't hurt. Rent aside from a few hours of sleep will be welcome, more than rest aside. But I can't shake off the unease. I dare say that I feel afraid, irrationally so, that something will come creeping and crawling from under the bed, even as I lay back down and close my eyes. The odd dreams don't linger, thankfully. But with morning comes another disturbance. Both too loud and too sharp for my tastes, and I have very fine tastes. When the piercing rings of a doorbell reaching even the bedroom, I'm very much inclined to think the person who built this place lacks any sense of it. Perhaps the only thing good in this is that the ruckus has chased away the needling guilt from last night's commotion, if only temporarily. Still, it's a bloody annoying distraction. I can tell already that it is going to be a long day. It hasn't even started. Before the racket even lasts another minute, I'm peeling myself off the bed and heading straight for the main door. There will be a murder today if this doesn't let up. How
Where's
quaint.
Johans?
Yeah, really?
Isn't he supposed to answer the door?
Yeah. How quaint. It seems everything in this blasted universe is intent on getting in my nerves as of late.
Gordon Bennett! Only a Nancy would knock at such an ungodly hour.
Oh, wait.
Ooh, is this the chief?
No, this is Zach.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure of it. In the first place, I shouldn't be the one doing this. This is why I hired a valet, for fuck's
Where's
sake.
that damn butler when I need him?
I'll be honest, if only for today. With the mansion this quiet at this hour of the morning, it's easy to believe those little ghost stories might be real. But the only horror here is how long Hana's patience with me will last after the incident at the party. Neither the deafening silence nor the biting chill spreading across every room in the place. There's no place for fear when another set of problems already burns that fuel. So I wait another second. When no butler still answers my call, I simply yank the doors open myself, perhaps with more force than needed. Yeah, there we go. And maybe it should be appropriately there, considering the person on the other side and the hour he dared appear on my doorstep. Even someone with half a brain knows not to disturb anyone this early. Brief confusion quickly gives way to anger, and before the bloody photographer can even get a word in, I'm hurling venom at him. It's less than he deserves, really. Hana will disapprove, scold me for treating the photographer with such disrespect if she hears me right now. She seems fond of him after all, despite meeting him only once or twice. He's merely doing his job, she'll say. But she's not here, isn't she? What she doesn't know.
You? How the hell did you get in here? What in seven hells do you want? It's bloody 6 in the morning!
Listen, sir, I know this is not a good time.
Oh, it's not a good time. Did you even check the clock before coming here? I bet you didn't.
This is still my home. My rules still apply to this place as much as Hana's do. As simple as that.
Unlike you, the ones living in this house need to sleep.
It just so happens it's also a person I will never take a liking to. No need for remorse.
Come back when people are actually awake, or I'll call security on you.
He continues shouting even as I slam the door in his face. Some nonsense about the news lately, though I don't understand most of it. However, with the closed doors muffling the better part of it and with no ears to listen, his tirade doesn't last too long. Eventually he leaves and silence once again fills the room, as it should. In hindsight, maybe I should also call for psychiatric services. He certainly sounds mental just screaming like that. A suspicious man like him left roaming the immediate grounds? Nothing good can come of it. But if his presence will indeed bring a problem, a sign of bad things to come, I'll probably know soon enough. Worst comes to worst, Shrocken will take care of it if need be. It's what I'm paying him for. In the meantime, the bigger problem at hand, a hangover. Maybe I'll have some absinthe to temper it, dog hairs, or some wine to help get me back to sleep.
I'm pretty sure that doesn't help the hangover.
No. It's still early. 1 glass won't hurt. Or 2. Whatever the case, I need to think wherever that will lead me to. It's nothing. Everything leads to nothing. Except for this pounding headache as if my mind will burst at any time and leak out of my ears, my vision swims in and out of view. My stomach threatens rebellion with plans of making me throw up what little food I've taken in with how my mouth feels, like it's filled with cotton. One would think that the fact that I'm hungover would make me the grumpiest person in the room. But as it is, my eyes move over to Hana, who is stirring sugar into her tea and scowling down at it, all the while as if it has just murdered a baby in front of her. I have half a mind to bemoan my current state and make a fool of myself just to make her smile. And I'm rather good at bemoaning. Not that I would admit that. Why, I'm already adopting the posture of a whiny teenager as I speak, slouched forward with my cheek on the table.
Oh, I'm dying. Oh, God, I'm dying. Hana? Johans, call an ambulance, please. Let it be known that I leave all my belongings to Hana Wright nee Evans. Everything but 30,000 quid. But oh, I see a bright light. I see a farm.
I might punch him in the face because of his liver issues.
Is that you? Little Lucille is on his way home.
Lucille?
Lucille? Is that his real name?
I'm so sorry, but I must leave you, Hana. Cover my face. Your eyes dazzle. I die young.
That much I can manage through the hangover, a thing entirely of my fault considering I've twice drunk the night before. Another thing I will never admit, really, it's a miracle I haven't accrued alcohol poisoning yet.
Oh, stop being so melodramatic, Luke. Besides, you never lived in a farm. You hate farms. We are not bringing you to the hospital for a hangover. Really. One would think you'd be used to it by now with how stubborn you are about your drinks. Dare I ask what the 30,000 quid is for, though?
I was curious about that.
He's giving it to the vineyard that caused his liver to explode.
That's true, yeah. It's a good cause. It puts a small smile on from her for a moment, but the pinched look on her face returns quickly
He
enough.
lost a bet with Robert and Elise after a night of drinking at the Crawl. 10,000 each, and another 10 to me.
The sneer that makes its way on my face doesn't hold as much heat as it usually does. It's just a bit of friendly ribbing. Though I still wish he wouldn't tattle. Of course, it was my fault for mentioning the money. It wasn't like anyone will notice 30 grand missing from millions, though. That's how much I spend on a normal week.
Oh, must you be such a teacher's pet? I told you not to talk about it.
I'm having second thoughts about moving to the penthouse. If this is what you do when I'm not looking.
I've almost forgotten about that little arrangement, too. Shame. Hopefully that's the reason why she's so intent on glaring at the table until its varnish peels off. The alternative would be sobering.
It was that one time. I'm not a child in need of minding or mother hens. As much as I'd love for you to stay, you said you need some time to yourself. Don't let the fact that I lost a bet once make you think I have to be supervised.
It wasn't. I'm just worried about you, Luke. I'd be less so if you actually sat up.
Why are you worried about me? I'm more concerned about what your doctor told you. How did the house call go?
I didn't want to intrude on her privacy when the doctor arrived, a ridiculous sentiment considering I am still her husband. But it wasn't like I could have done any good by being there, what with nursing a hangover and all. However, a part of me feared what would be said, not to mention I trust that Hana would tell me if it is something serious. Of course, it probably is something bad, and I would be a fool to hope otherwise. I found her having a seizure, for goodness sake. I should have rushed her to the hospital as soon as she awoke, but it was her insistence that kept me at bay. A cup of tea finds itself in my hands, an attempt to appease me, no doubt. But I don't bother to drink, let alone look up. If anything, I just press my forehead on the table to hide the childish pout on my lips. Not that this is any better.
It was fine. The physician took some of my blood, and he scheduled me for a few lab tests tomorrow morning. I've already called for a driver and attendant to accompany me, so there's no need for you to worry.
And what? You'll just be leaving me behind then? And I don't think you should be going anywhere alone.
You hate hospitals even more than you hate farms, Luke. And Kylie's coming for your play date tomorrow, remember? Relax. I'm taking Johans with me if it makes you feel better.
Herr Dr. Hobbs asked that I keep her under observation for the time being. Naturally, I'll be reporting my findings at the hospital.
Sitting up, I run a finger over the rim of my teacup and mull it over. I do hate the bloody place. I thought hiring Shotgun would have been enough for me to avoid the place. Apparently not. Bloody doctors and bloody sick people. I don't want to catch anything contagious. I can't even tell crying people to shut up if they get too annoying. Respecting their grief, my arse. This has definitely come up before. Save for a life and death situation, I'd rather avoid the mass graveyard that hid beneath the sterile air and white
I
tiles.
guess you two can go without me. But I can't believe how naturally you two conspire behind my back. Don't expect my help if those bloody doctors bleed you two dry. Vampires, every single one of them. Not as bad as lawyers and politicians, but close enough. You do know Carly will be upset when she finds out you're not here tomorrow. Again.
She'll be happy enough to spend time with her fairy godfather, I'm sure. You're a good role model for her, despite your whining.
No matter how many times Hana claims that whining is unbecoming of me, I never listen. It's not like anyone that matters is here to judge. Well, it's not like anyone else actually matters. I'll whine if I bloody well want to, and I'll be no lesser because of it. Of course, I will not tolerate another person's whining, except perhaps for Hana, but she hardly ever does that. Even right now, I can see a look of pain passes on her face, and her hand goes to her stomach. Yet she keeps quiet, not bringing it up or complaining. What should I do?
Ask if she's alright.
Yeah.
Are you alright? Should we be concerned? Maybe we should bring you to the hospital now.
Hey, we did good. We're still very much in the bad.
I think it's hysterical that Marianne is his best.
Yeah.
I just feel a little queasy, that's all. A bit more tea in me, maybe some more sleep, and I'll be right as rain.
I spend a lot more time around people who lie for a living, and I can't help but feel that there's more to it than just that. Maybe it is just as she says and I'm overthinking it, but I trust Hana will fess up before things can get any worse. She's never really lied to me before, nothing big at least.
If you're sure, I'm just worried. You'll tell me if anything is wrong, right? You do know you can still trust me. That I do still care about you?
I know that, I'm just going to be moving out soon. Even if it is for a short while, you won't always be there for me.
Did you finish packing before you... I understand if you haven't, and I won't blame you if you've changed your mind after what happened. You can stay until you feel better.
I'm still moving. It isn't like you can't visit to check up on me. Although that does somewhat defeat the point. Luke, I'm a big girl. I'm going to get a checkup tomorrow, take whatever pills they tell me to get, and get over it. You really don't need to worry. I'm fine.
Unless she's pregnant.
I don't think that's the case.
I don't know, she's holding her stomach.
I do so hate those words. I hide my scowl by taking a sip of the tea, fighting off the urge to hurl the cup at the wall. I'm fine, she says. A lie. Apparently the sour disposition I have, one not entirely born from my hangover, is still obvious. Without saying a word, Hana puts her hand on mine and squeezes it tight. Her hands are cold and clammy, her grip is weak. I can see the small tremors that run along her shoulders and the paleness of her cheeks. She has yet to recover from what happened to her. She's not fine, and I'm not
Fine.
either.
I don't need to like it, but fine.
I don't think either of us really like it. But I do think it is for the best.
Perhaps we should bring you back to bed. The sooner you are off your feet, the better.
Is that some sort of roundabout way of saying that you want to sweep me off my feet and take me to bed?
Let's go with
This
that.
isn't our honeymoon. I need rest, mister.
I'm aware that this is the farthest thing from our honeymoon. This isn't how things are supposed to be. Hana isn't supposed to leave. I'm not supposed to let her. And if she ever did leave, it's supposed to be on my terms. Everything is going wrong. But I respect her enough to let her have her space, as she puts it.
He's a dick.
Little bit.
Everything's on his terms. He's a freaking asshole.
If divorce is brought up, however, well, that's another matter
Really,
entirely.
you shouldn't have gotten up in the first place. Breakfast in bed exists for a reason. Come on then, back to bed you go.
Are you going to carry me to bed then?
You're far too heavy for that. Johans could carry you if you.
Dude, this was your redeeming moment. What is wrong with you? Flip table. Dude, you need to go to I know you're a professional, can kill everyone that pisses you off person, but my God, do you suck at relationships.
I don't think we're gonna get any better than that.
Nope.
I think we just need to stop right here.
Just put his foot in his mouth.
Anyway, that's where we're gonna leave it for today. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.